All right. Well, first map is going to be Vani Research Station. I think it's game number 1. If
Yes.
not, then they'll let us know at some point, I would assume. So, yeah, it is going to be. We're just waiting for them to load in. Whose portrait is that?
Can you differentiate all the Koreans off the top of your head?
Usually I can. I don't know. That one I can't.
I couldn't either.
That
I
one
wasn't sure right
can't.
there. Here we are, though, in the bottom part of Vani Research Station,
Oh, yeah.
representing PSISTORM Gaming, the Red Terran player. It is Sugar.
Sugar. Remember that System of a Down song? Sugar.
I do, yes.
And in the top, it is the Purple Terran from Team Ascension, Raze. King
Will be
Raze.
once more the fight for North America.
Yep. Fight for NA. So,
So, of course,
you favored Raze quite a bit.
I would favor Raze. See, recently I haven't seen Sugar as much,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's been on a break, but that may actually been at the last PSISTORM Cup. I get those memories mixed up with
Oh,
how
yeah.
players are doing. However, I do favor Raze going into this as a very experienced ladder player who just plays a ton of games.
Yeah.
A ton of games. He's always at peak performance. See, the reason I like players who play a lot of those games is not only just experience, but more so when you play a lot of those games, your mechanics are always there. It's not, okay, I got to play like 10 games to warm up this morning. I've played 10 games every morning. My
Uh-huh.
mechanics are solid.
They're solid already, yeah. Huh. All right, then. So, at least already, Dranak, a little bit of some cheekiness here. The bottom of that natural location of Sugar. Gonna be 2 barracks here. Sugar. Sugar, please. Sugar.
Sugar, why are you
How
doing
you get
this?
so fly?
Yes. It's going to be an interesting nuance of this map we haven't seen recently is, of course, you have an in-base natural. So that makes you want to take that natural. You want to go for an economic play, and that's what Sugar is banking off of, where Raze goes for an economic play and Sugar swoops in with a quick proxy.
Yeah, and it's going to be double proxy Reaper, not triple. He might have made a barracks at home, but I believe it is. Yeah, he did. So it is going to be a 3-racks Reaper with 1 Reaper at home and then 2 of those barracks right outside of the natural. So Raze, I think he actually was responding here with a Marine. He's trying to get a factory out quickly.
Yeah. And I think he has scouted this only from his SCV, so
Oh,
it's not a
man.
completely full scout, but it is still
he's gonna
pretty
know
good
now.
here for Raze. He sees the first Reaper, but this could be a
That doesn't-
Reaper
yeah.
opener, so you're a little bit unsure. Yet generally, you won't see this Reaper get there right as it's happening. It's with something else. Maybe it's a Hellion, or maybe you're going to go for a little bit of an
my
attack
God.
later on in the point, but that's not going to be the case here. Raze realizes he's pulling SCVs. We've got a couple of Marines here too, but only 3, and these Reapers are going to be able to kite for a while. Can they jump down right there? They can.
They can.
For a second, I thought it was the drop-off. I'm like, oh my gosh,
He's
don't
gonna
do
jump
this.
off. He's gonna jump off
He's
the
gonna,
level.
he's gonna do it.
Okay, so a Cyclone comes out first. We'll see how they can deal with the Reapers.
He was so confident. He's like, you're gonna be right up there, and you're gonna think I'm gonna get trapped. Oh no, I'm not getting
No,
trapped.
not even. All right, there's a lot of Marines here. He throws the grenades out. Okay, good solid defense here out of Raze, who does have the tech advantage. But I think Sugar has been able to retain the majority of his Reapers, if not all of them.
He lost one a
There
little
was
bit
one of them?
earlier on,
Okay.
and those to the Cyclone. That's something curious is going to affect this. A Hellion and a Cyclone are going to be very strong. A couple KDA charges do go down and almost blow that Cyclone right off the cliff. However, this opener from Raze has been perfect for the defense. He has basically rounded off all the sharp edges that he has to go against, whether it be a Banshee or whether it be a heavy Reaper. He's got a Hellion, he's got a Cyclone, he's got Marines, and now all it is about is anticipating where the Reapers jump up into the main.
Yep, and he's even got a bunker at the front. So, yeah, I think he's going to be all right. The more that he is able to at least utilize that factory tech, he should be able to get enough there to mainly deal with this, as long as he's at the right location. He's not at the right location this time, and now here come those Reapers. They're finally able to be here in unison. Oh, one goes down. And
pick off one more, that'd be beautiful.
Oh, man.
Picks
yeah.
off 2 more, 3 in total.
Yep.
Really shut down.
Yeah, this is the kind of style that you need to snowball, right? So losing Reapers like that and not getting any real damage for it, not going to be working out here for Sugar. So
the key I'm looking for here now is that both players, they're kind of butting heads. Neither one has a big victory, and also both of them are equal economically, so it's more important tech-wise. Sugar has been investing a lot of his gas into Reapers. However, Raze, he's actually invested his gas into a factory, into a tech lab.
Nice scan.
Into now, I believe he's getting a starport. Yes, that is a starport. So he set himself up for a very nice mid to late game with his tech, and now you're going to see a position where Sugar has to slowly bring everything back. He's invested into Reapers, hasn't done too much damage, so Raze is an opportunity to capitalize off that tech advantage in this game.
Yeah, I think that Raze has survived the most scary part of any TVT when another Terran player goes for Reapers. So it's going to be up to Sugar to have some kind of follow-up here, because whatever comes out of that starport is going to allow him to at least, I would assume it would be Liberator, but I'm not really sure. You know, he's going to go for a Raven instead, though.
Which is the very safe thing to do.
He's just chilling out right now, right?
Chilling out. And that's what's beautiful about Vonnie Research Station. You can have that opportunity to chill out. On a lot of other maps, you'd right now be contained, kind of. And it'd be hard to move out, and especially hard since you can't pick that siege tank up and push those Reapers back, since it's not pick upable by the medevac anymore. So in this situation, it's actually almost the best map for Raze to defend on. It's a good map for Sugar to proxy because it's hard to find the racks.
Yeah.
And it's a good map for Raze to defend on because he can very comfortably, as you said, sit back and relax.
Yeah, once you're done with that phase, he should be okay. So, damn, man. As we look at it all, Sugar not too far behind in the worker count, but it's more so about the army and the army quality, I would say. Because all Sugar really has are a bunch of Reapers, and then he's going to be adding on what looks to be a Raven and Widow Mines. But at home, he really doesn't have a lot. And if Raze were to go for something kind of crazy, then I think that he would have been able to take full advantage of it. Oh, well, this is kind of crazy.
Literally, as I saw it, I was like, I mean, that's a decent amount of Hellions, man.
Then. Did the Reapers see that, though, is the question.
I don't think they did. The Reaper's a little bit tucked into that corner as the Hellions move across the map. They probably would have moved in a little bit quicker, but they did wait. So since they waited for the Hellions to be this far out across the map, maybe the Reapers can move in. But for now, Raze is playing it safe here. He's got 7 Hellions. He's going to move in. There is one Widow Mine right there. He's got to be careful. Boom. Goes up. Only takes down 1, though. That's actually not too bad here for the attempt at a push.
Not bad at all, right? And here comes the Raven, usually wanting to get some harassment done. The new auto turrets are so sick, though. And honestly, I think we're going to see Raze making that Raven in order to do the same thing, except on the other side of the map. I didn't see where he put his Raven, unfortunately, so... oh, he's keeping him at home. I think he's going to be getting a couple of them and then going to harassment them.
Exactly, and that's going to be something you can do at the natural base of both of these players very easily, kind of wrap around behind the mineral line, throw some stuff down. For now, we have these third CCs on the way. Sugar's third CC is a lot quicker. I think, wait, did it finish? Yeah, it already did finish right there. You can see moving down to the third. And it's going to be a great economic advantage for him, especially when Raze, even though he's able to take tech, has not been able to get that much damage done. The openers have evened each other out. They're both in nice kind of even footing, yet now Sugar has taken the economic advantage into the more later game.
Huh. So, yeah, being able to mine here and getting triple orbital is going to be so beneficial to coming back.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Go, 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 Hellions, I
believe in you. Oh, man, they tried, though. They did try, you know, can't blame them.
Man, I'd be terrified of friendly fire damage, because siege tanks are one-shot. Actually, I don't know if they one-shot SCVs. I know they one-shot probes and drones.
Oh, I'm not sure.
That'd be very scary, though, with friendly fire. I think every time I go for an adept drop, like, friendly fire... Oh, wait,
whoa, is this rough for Raze? Because we're seeing building armor, we're seeing more Ravens come out, and turrets everywhere.
Hey, 3.8 was with the goal to buff up a mech, and these players are playing to the strengths in 3.8.
Well, yeah, this is actually going to be really cool, though, for TVT. A lot of the times they were saying that, Reapers still kind of dominate, but since we're seeing this go into a later game, we finally get to see a bit more of a development and variation of at least the matchup, and that is going to be really cool to see. On a map like Vonnie Research Station, and with a player like Raze, who's really good when it comes down to aggression, but he has so much more options now, and it's good to see him as a player being able to be like, all right, I'm going to go mech, F it, man, let's do it. And see exactly how it runs.
And you can see how both players are afraid of that Raven from the mech styles with their sensor towers. They're both making sure that there's no doom drop heading towards their natural, which almost becomes a liability in the later points of the game, because to get back to that natural, if you need to defend it by ground, you gotta go all the way to natural, and then get back to your third, you gotta go all the way through the natural, through the main, to the third. And so you have this opportunity where either of the players could sink one medevac, maybe one Raven into one of the natural bases and pull the army back. This is a lot about positioning, as I said earlier, and it's a lot more unforgiving than any game we've seen before here in the previous patches.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Wow.
These Reapers
finally
died to the Dominion.
He's probably feeling good about that, because at any point in the game, if those Reapers are alive, they can sneak into the main or the natural and get some good kills, but that's not going to happen anymore, and Sugar's not going to remake them because they're just really not that useful at this stage, and there's a lot better things you can use your gas on. So Sugar is going to be going here for, oh, he spots the double drop, but he's going to be going for the more Marine tank, traditional kind of play. But I think he's identified that it is mech, so you're going to see a bit more Marauders getting added into that composition here. So what he doesn't know is that it's not your traditional mech just yet.
It's a little bit
It's
different.
mainly like air. Like he was going for mainly Ravens. But he's transitioning into tanks right now.
And by the way, natural base, what are you well defended? You got some missile turrets.
Yeah, let's
And
try.
wait, by the way, also Widow Mines right there. This is actually an engagement that really Raze could take nicely. I was going to say earlier that the bio altogether is going to destroy the Hellions, but if it's coming out one by one from a medevac or in a little bit less convincing manner, it will get roasted because they're just going to be going into flames all over the place. But yeah, watch this. We're going to sit here, or we're going to watch.
I mean, I hope Sugar is going to be paying attention and doesn't boost them in blindly.
Right now, he's actually going for a fourth base, so he may be taking that as we speak. There's a scan.
There's the movement!
And both medevacs go down. 2 Marines, a Marauder get down, but now you do have a position where that was suicided in, but the Ravens and Vikings are going to be pulled back, yet Sugar is not going to be able to capitalize off this. He was taking a fourth. He doesn't have any army in the middle of the map, and this is going to be a quick drop shutdown, and Raze says, that's what those missile turrets are for.
The missile turrets did
That's what
their
they're
job.
for.
Already just paid for themselves just by that. 2 medevacs full of units, and oh man, that's insane.
That Raven may have done a decent amount of damage right there, economically kind of suiciding in.
Yeah, that was a lot better actually, to be honest. Yeah, look at that worker count as you did point out.
Yeah,
a lot
50
better
to 72.
A lot better for Sugar.
I'm really curious about that because you almost have this opportunity with mech as long as you're not throwing away the core, which for Raze's air, for Sugar is siege tanks. If you're just kind of throwing that away, you can throw a Raven at one base, a couple of Reapers at one base, and start to do damage here and there. And it's very important for Raze not to think that's not large. He's got to realize that that's actually going to start to affect the game, and you can see he's starting to move out. He realizes he's in a slight deficit and needs to even this game up.
He really does, right? Surprisingly enough, even with that double drop, it was just the other damage that happened there. So here we go, fourth base for both of them.
Like those missile turrets are going to help you out now.
I know, right?
You're not using my thing against me. 4 siege tanks siege up right up in the face of Sugar. Raises Ravens move out forward. His Hellbats also hold this Trento line. That was pretty good.
Ravens raise
Raze the planetary fortress. Raze's Ravens raised the planetary fortress right there. A beautiful engagement. The Hellbats pushed back some of the Marines that were coming to the defense, and then that sectioned off some Marauders, some siege tanks, and the Ravens dealt with them, especially with no anti-air. These Hellbats will suicide themselves in for an opportunity to get the damage done with siege tanks.
Wow.
But with these siege tanks paying attention to the other siege tanks, and also the rest of the army doing that against Raze's Ravens are fine to move in.
Yeah, the Ghost tried to go there and get those EMPs. I didn't see if they ended up getting those Ravens, but on the other side of the map, it is going to be a base that goes down for Raze, so
that's why he didn't have the anti-air right there.
Exactly. He's doing other damage on the other side, but there are 2 tanks here, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage as well. He picks on up and gets out of there. I love the combination of the Vikings as well as the Ravens while the siege tanks push on up. So he's able to really just break tank lines so easily.
Yeah.
And
this is what's beautiful about 3.8, where right in the beginning, be like, oh crap, TVT, like what do? We don't know how to reposition.
Yeah.
Well, here you're seeing a player, Raze, who is perfectly adapted and has a great idea. Now, I actually saw this in pretty late game TVT. I always found it really funny. Where finally the one guy's like, fine, I'll get a Liberator. Like, your siege tanks right there. But as you said, with Viking air control, what can he do? Yet right now, Raze is having to deal with stuff back at home. He's needing to reposition these siege tanks, and does he have enough really to spread it out to that third, I wonder? Pardon me, that fourth.
I don't know, they've been trading out their siege tanks. Oh, but the Ravens are going to get cut out here, and the Marines have to deal with auto turrets. Yeah. What are those upgrades? Oh, I didn't see what the upgrades, but either way, as long as Sugar has decent upgrades on these Marines, and he's able to hit at different spots, then it's going to be really tough for Raze to keep up with everything. Man. It's a lot cooler though now, right? Because usually you're going to have this immobile army on the that can do damage at least, and the Vikings can fly around and try to bully medevacs. But with Ravens, dropping the auto turrets, you're only investing the energy there, and they do so much damage so quickly that they really are a good drop defense at least.
Yeah, really, both these players are showing us some cool nuances of 3.8. For now, though, let's check out Sugar's position. Let's really get a nice feel of this game sense. Sugar, even though he's only up 10, 15 supply, actually just about 7 right now, check out his base. This entire time he's had this hidden gold base on the right-hand side over here, and that's going to help him out a lot. Yes, that attack is shut down, but Sugar's economy at 77 workers is really working here, and you're seeing this because early on in the game, even though those medevacs suicided in, we laughed at it, that got damage done, and a Raven, an errant Raven going into the third base, into the natural of Raze, got damage done, and you're starting to see that stem and show forth in the later parts of the game.
Yeah. The thing that I'm going to criticize a bit here is that Sugar has not been working on his upgrades. There he goes. As soon as I said it, he goes down and drops 2-2.
Caster Curse.
It really
CC.
is. But the problem here is that you're going against a mech composition, and this is going to be much heavily upgraded mech than what he has on the ground with his mobile forces. So he's going to really have to depend on nothing being there. You know what I mean? So he can't even dish out the damage and get out there as fast as anyway. So Marines are one of the best scaling units when it comes down to those upgrades, and he's not taking advantage of that. And oh my god,
it's a gorgeous bait. And can he split up units? 2 siege tanks being focused down, as well as some bio.
Wow.
Here they move in, and they will kill both the siege tanks. That's exactly what Raze needed. Raze doing a really good job of trying to take positions, holding them. And as I said before we even got into this game, it's going to come down to, do they understand how to vie for power and vie for position without being able to have that ripcord and parachute and jump out? And now with Sugar moving out across the map, if Raze scans, he could just move in and devastate this.
Yeah, I don't think he has the watchtower. Oh, he does have the watchtower, I think. So he no, that's Sugar that had it. And those Hellions are going to be able to see this huge Doom drop coming on the right side. Now Raze is not going to react by at least moving anything over there. He knows that he can't defend there with that army. So is it going to be a kind of base traders scenario?
May very well be, but the issue is Sugar is right in Raze's main, and Raze is just kind of outside of his fourth base. Yes, we see the slow push happening from Raze, but it's not forcing a base trade. Right now he's worrying about it at home, and this means Sugar is getting the damage done, not Raze.
So Raze is good, though. The fact that he had a few tanks at home, and then he pulls back a few of the Ravens in order to deal, I don't think this is going to do what Sugar wanted it to do. That was like, what, 5 medevacs that went in there?
Of Marines, and they slowly went down right here. Raze pushes forward, even though it looked good for Sugar for a few seconds. Raze's careful, calm, and patient demeanor is helping him out in this attack.
Yep. This is not looking good for Sugar. He lost way too much of that army, but he has so much in the bank, he can remake it, but he's not. And I'm wondering what that reason is. Perhaps he didn't actually have the production, or he's trying to transition. I thought he was going to try to, but yeah, 3 starports, I guess, but
it's going to be a little bit late right here. The planetary fortress is under siege. SCV's pulled to work it. We will note once again that Sugar does have that gold base on the right-hand side of Vonnie, so that's helping him a lot hold on to this game.
Oh man, but the composition of Raze, you know, his unit retention is so good. He's over there using secret missiles to take out the tanks of Sugar, and I don't think Sugar's really trading out that efficiently.
Nice missile. See if it actually engages. No splits at all, so the Bio's gonna take a little bit of damage right there, only splitting at the last moment. That was fantastic. Hellbats push forward. Siege tanks are not covering these Hellbats, so then a little bit of precarious position. However, the Hellbats are soaking up the fire of some of the bio, and the Ravens and Vikings may be able to get damage done in that. And it's a really great kind of bait and switch. Like, okay, you want to kill the Hellbats? Here's the Ravens.
Yep, exactly. And there we go. Look at that. You ever seen a siege tank run by before, Trenna?
This is a siege tank run by.
Wow.
It'd be great if it got right into the mineral line and just like meleeed. If siege tanks have melee attacks,
you would never know until this game, because nobody ever uses them like that. Holy moly, that planetary went down pretty quickly, and Raze is looking in a really good position here, able to actually, he didn't do anything on the... Did he get that planetary on the left side as well for Sugar? I think he did.
Yeah, I think he sniped that. So even though Sugar is in Raze's face right now, what's more important is one of the main mining bases in the middle of the map for Sugar is now going to be under siege by those run-by siege tanks. It got them into a good position where generally they're really slow. Yep. They're now in the ideal position, and now Sugar is caught between a rock and a hard place.
And he's going to try to break Raze. Raze is not going to be broken here. And those siege tanks were still running by. They took out the other base in the middle at the same time. And it's all going to be up to what Raze has to deal with the Liberators. Because what Sugar's trying to do right now is to transition into what looks to be just mass Liberators. But we have battle cruisers coming out here out of King Raze, so I don't know.
That would be fantastic.
This game has been crazy so far.
One thing that I've seen a lot of Raze right here, which I really love, is this ability to move around these small clumps of mech, which traditionally gets sectioned off by the bio and killed.
Yeah.
But he's doing a great job of simply disallowing that. Even though it's a small amount of mech, it's getting the damage done and not getting randomly sniped from 5-10 Marines, whatever that is, and that's allowing him to get so much worth out of this army, while Sugar's army's working, but again, it's always been on a better economy than Raze, and that's the only reason it works.
Pretty much for the whole time, it's been that exact same story that Raze's economy has just been on point, and his army, he always has the better quality army. Here we go. Battle Cruiser has arrived.
140 army supply against the 80 of Sugar. Sugar's trying to split against these Seeker missiles. They take down a lot of the ground force, and now Sugar's kind of just got us back to one of these bases. The siege tanks are slowly moving forward. Raze is so patient, even though he could run into this and take it down. He's going to make sure he can use every missile turret, maybe a suicide, or pardon me, every Seeker missile.
He should fly them into the
army. He can start suiciding it right now, but we'll see. Liberators go down. Vikings still have air control, which is fantastic, and Raze takes game 1. That was beautiful. What I love so much about that is often a lot of StarCraft games, Tempo, come down to one engagement, like we saw earlier in a PvZ of Tally versus Creature, where you're caught in a position. But what I find really beautiful about a lot of the mirror matchups, especially TVT and with Mech, is that it's a very slow game where damage here and there can show up in the rest of the game. So early on in that series, we saw, I believe it was not Raze, there's just Sugar who got in with that kind of suicide medevac attack and got some Ravens in, and he was able to hurt the workers of Raze. And even though he did that damage, Raze was down, but he wasn't out of the game, and both these players kind of traded fists for a little while. It's a little bit like a boxing match, and they both kind of traded those attacks, and in the end, it's
like Mr. Potato Head was like,
that was amazing. Yes, it's like popping that off right there. But it was a much more slower game, which I really like to watch, because you get to see a lot more of the strategic decisions made instead of just crap. My control failed right there. I lose.
Yeah. Wow. Cool game to start it off here. Best of 3. That's probably like the best game we've had all day, even though we've only had like 5 games. Yes. But,
yeah, not too many.
It was a really good one.
What do you think about the TVT?
I like it. I think it's a lot cooler, especially just with the strategic part of it and just that unit composition and the unit retention. Like the defense by Raze, even having those turrets there, right? So Sugar, could have got the same effect by boosting 1 medevac for the attention, I think. But I don't know. It's one of those things. All right. Well, negative. All right. Yeah.
Are we still live?
Yes, we are.
Fantastic. Cool.
Indeed.
Yeah, I did really like that one. I'm curious in a second game if one of the players is going to decide, you know what, I don't want to play a 20-minute long game. I don't want to play another one of those.
Yeah.
And may try to cut to the chase quicker, which is exactly what Sugar may have tried to do right there. In the very early game, wanted to cut to the chase quicker and finish that off. How are you doing? How are you doing, Jeremy? Generally, we have someone talking in our ear, so I'm never sure if other people can hear you. So I'm used to just like continuing talking even though someone's there.
All right. Cool. All right, we should be good then.
How are you doing, Jeremy?
How you doing? That was game 2. Raze ended up winning it 2-0.
Fantastic, 2-0. So in the beginning of that first game, talking about that 3-Rax Reaper, it wasn't really Proxy 3-Rax Reaper. Proxy 2, that was Sugar in desperation mode trying to take a game.
Well, I mean, Sugar likes to do some YOLO moves anyway, so like, wow, we were wondering before that game started if it was already a score on it, and depending on like where it is in the Swiss format. So apparently that was game number 2, and Raze takes it 2-0. Your boy.
GG. I'm putting my money on Raze right here. Cool. You heard me say it early, and it was a little bit of a cheat. I may have heard it from someone else.
Okay. Not bad though. I mean, the way he played that, it was really nice. So yeah, damn son, Sugar came in 3rd place last time. Gonna get taken out here, but not taken out.
That's the beautiful thing about Swiss style is that he's not taken out right now. It's going to put him maybe a level down, and what's going to be interesting in the next round of Swiss is what a lot of the system is trying to get players of equal skill fighting each other. So the system is going to say, much like it could happen in ladder, when you're like that silver guy and you get placed first to bronze, you're like, oh, but I know I'm a platinum. And maybe you lose a whole bunch to silvers, and then it puts you versus the bronze, whatever. And so with that, that's a bad example, but with that...
it makes sense, though.
Yeah, with that, because Sugar lost right there, he may have an easier win in the next round, and this is in the 2nd round, I believe, so he may have an easier win right there.
Strategically lost that?
Oh, that could be good.
Do you think there's a certain strategy you can have for Swiss format? You're like, all right,
What I feel that always happens to me on ladder is, I'll be doing my thing. Okay, so I'm trying to make that Masters of Terran.
Yep.
And I'm so close, and it's like, all right, we think you can beat a GM. Good luck.
I hate when that
and
happens.
he destroys you, and you lose like 100 points.
You're like, well,
then it's like, okay, well, looks like you're silver level. And then you like, beat a whole bunch of silvers in a row.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think you're GM again. And it
like,
all repeats. Rinse
like
and wash. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, that was a good little match there. I really wish we could have seen game number 1, but if it was anything like game number 2, that would have been great. Who knows? It could have been just like one of the games that ended really quickly. Hey, what if Raze did like a proxy Rax or something?
Yeah.
And then Sugar was like, I got to try that.
Yeah, I got to try that out.
And
it was pretty cool, especially on Von E, since you can't really scout out those proxies easily.
Yeah.
Because Raze scouts the racks, and it's kind of like, oh, I mean, that looks like a proxy, but he wasn't able to get into the main. He was denied vision, so he didn't know if there's a factory there or a quicker gas, whatever. There was a nice opener from Sugar, which almost worked, but on Von E, I don't think it's going to be able to work out well. It's not one of the maps that's it's going to really favor your 3x Reaper. It'll favor proxies, but specifically 3x Reaper,
like
not so much.
You have to get it. You have to be able to snowball it, like catch him, boom, and then kill the Marines, and get on top of that production if you can, and keep your Reapers alive. Like he kept jumping up and up and down. I was like, oh crap! Like, can I do this or not?
It was almost too clever. It was funny. Like he'd jump up, throw the KD8 charges, and jump down, but there was nothing there. He was almost trying to be too clever. Where if he jumped up and looked for the opportunity instead of jumping the gun, he could have taken or done some damage.
Indeed. Well, that'll do it for that series, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe we will go to a break while we figure out who the next series is going to be. All right.
Guys, we'll be right back after this short break for some more StarCraft 2 action. That's Tempo. I am Drenok, and this is the PSISTORM Cup.